Hey everybody! Woohoo! Here we are. We are live. This is awesome. I am so excited to share with you guys tonight. It's going to be a little bit different tonight. I've not done a live before. I usually do YouTube premieres. So tonight's a little more interactive. We're going to create a really great little box. I'm hoping that some of you are going to be stamping along with me tonight. Let me show you what we're going to create. I think you figured it out. We're going to be making this Andy's Mint box. Oh, give me just a second. I realized I didn't turn the volume off on my iPad. Well, you know, first live. I guess this is how it's going to go, right? All right. So let me show you the Andy's Mint box that we are going to make. It just slides right out. Some of you may have seen this, by the way. I did share this around Christmas time. And this one is a little bit different than the one I shared at Christmas, which is why I wanted to share my Valentine version. Look at this. We have a lid, just a nice little kind of flap, because you know what? Green Andy's Mints, although they are awesome, they are green, and green is not a very Valentine-y color. So I decided to kind of cover it up. We've got a little flap. You can see that my box is kind of more of a matchbox. We simply slide in. So this is going to be a fun little project. So to start, I want to go ahead and go over all the cardstock and the supplies you need. And like I said, I hope that some of you are working along with me tonight. So let me set this off to the side here. So obviously we're going to need a box of Andy's Mints. Now it is Valentine's, and I was hoping I could find them in red. I was not able to. I only found them in green, but not to worry. We're going to cover up that green. All right. So the designer paper we're going to use tonight is from My Heart Designer Series paper stack, 6x6. We're going to be doing some cutting on this. Now I'm using the From My Heart, but I just thought I'd toss this out here that you could also use your paper from your, just the designer series paper stacks that come in the brights. This is the brights, this is the regals, so real red or flirty flamingo. Kind of gives you some options, so you could change it up, but we're gonna go with the From the Heart. All right, I've got some cardstock here. I've got a piece of real red cardstock, 6 3/8 by 8 1/2. We'll be doing some scoring on this here in just a little bit. I've got another piece of real red cardstock. This piece is cut 2 3/4 by 6 1/8. We'll do some scoring on that. Hey, this is a good time for me to mention, if you don't catch these measurements, this will be up on my blog at the end of the video, simplysimplestamping.com. So don't worry about writing down measurements. We'll have those for you. All right, I've got some Whisper White cardstock, and I actually have 3 pieces of Whisper White. Let's see, this piece here is 2 3/4 by 6 1/8. I've got this piece here, 1 3/4 by 6 inches. And then I have a piece of scrap. You want to make sure it's about 2 by 2. Let me show you. That's what the scrap's going to do. That's going to make our little sentiment on the front. So this literally was just out of my scrap bin. All right, that's our white cardstock. We're also going to need a couple of heart punches. My scallop heart is from real red, made out of real red. And then I have glimmer in the rose. And isn't that so pretty together? Now let me talk real quick about where I got those punches. It's from the bundle that we're going to use tonight, and it is the Heartfelt Bundle. Fabulous stamp set, guys. I love this one. We got lots of hearts. We got lots of sentiments. And look, so lucky to have a friend like you. See, it's not just for Valentine's Day. It's going to be a great little set. And the heart punches are going to match and punch out our heart images just perfectly. So that's where we got those two. Let me move that out of the way. And the last thing we're going to need is some ribbon. Now I'm going to be using, this is the real red double stitch, I want to say it right, the double stitch satin ribbon. I've got 22 inches of that, and I hope you can see it's got a really great shine. But can I mention one thing? If you don't have this ribbon, you might have the real red 3/8 inch, and I believe it's a cotton ribbon. And this one is in the annual catalog. So I use that one on my sample, but on the one we're going to make tonight, we're going to use that really nice shiny one. All right, so we are ready to get started. Hey, Rich, Mr. Awesome, is over in the chat box too. So if you would like to chat with him, I want to encourage you to go over into the chat box and say hello. I know he'd appreciate it. Okay, we are going to get to scoring. So one thing I did want to tell you, there is a free download available to you for tonight's project, and it is an awesome tutorial. And this is one of my special freebies. I just printed off the one page. This, I wanted you to see, there are some really great diagrams that come in my tutorials, and these are going to show you how to do your scoring, how to do your cutting. There's pictures of 9 different Andy's mint boxes in there. And I hope some of you have had a chance to download that because it really is an awesome tutorial. And hey, it's free, so I want you to have that. While you're there, be sure to check out some of my other tutorials as well. All right, are you ready? We're gonna do some scoring. So I'm gonna bring in my paper trimmer. Remember, in your paper trimmer, you have a light blade, that's your scoring blade, a dark blade, and that's your cutting blade. We don't wanna cut, we wanna score. So let's make sure we've got our scoring blade here. I'm going to score, the first score line is going to be 1 7/8. So we'll score 1 7/8, and then we're going to come down to 2 3/4. And now I'm just going to rotate it around, and I'm going to do that again. So I'll get 1 7/8 and 2 3/4. Hey, give me a little quick shout out if you're creating with me tonight. I'd love to know. All right. Our scoring is done. Let me set this off to the side. I'm going to bring in my other piece of real red. And this one I'm going to put, I got to look, where did my measurements go? Oh, I put my paper down. Okay, this would be the 2 3/4 by 6 1/8. So we're going to score down the 6 1/8 inch mark. We're going to do 3/4 of an inch. So that's going to be that little flap that's going to go and cover up my mints, all right? Okay, I think that is all the scoring we need to do. So now it's time to cut our paper. This is always kind of the scary part, right? Now, I wanted to show you real quick on this paper. We've got stripes on one side, hearts on the other. There's a lot of great paper in this paper stack, so feel free to use any of them, but I really liked these hearts. Now, before I cut, let me bring my example in. This one in particular has hearts going a certain way. So if I cut like this, it's not right. So we're going to rotate that around so that my hearts are going the right way. So the first cut we want to do is going to be at 2 1/2 inches. And we will, there's my scoring blade. Let's get that out of the way because now we can really cut. 2 1/2 inches. All right, 2 1/2 by 6. Set that one off to the side. Now, with what's remaining, are you ready? We are going to do a 1/2 inch right here. And you notice I didn't rotate my paper or anything, so a 1/2 inch by 6. We're going to do one more like that, a 1/2 inch by 6, and cut. My next one is going to be 3/4 of an inch. So we'll take that to the 3/4 inch mark. Hey, because I'm trying to create, and while you guys are leaving me comments, I will try to go and read those after the video is over. See this 3/4 of an inch one? Let's trim that down. We're gonna go to 2 7/8. And because it's 6 inches and the 3/4, it was too much. So I just have to cut off just a hair. So we're gonna cut 2 7/8. See, look at that. I mean, that's literally all we have left. And we will get rid of that. So there's my 2 pieces there. I'll set those off to the side. All right, what we have left, I need 2 more 3/4 inch pieces. So let me get those. Always when you're on camera, right? Okay, get that lined up. That's what I love about this arm that kind of comes down. It locks it and holds it in place so I don't have to fight it, because guess what? This is 1 inch long and I need 3/4. So I need to get a hair, but you notice there's a 3/4 inch line right there. So I can lay that right there, bring it down. Again, I'm just gonna hold the arm in place. This little thin strip, this is scrap. This one we're gonna keep. All right, look at all of our pieces. All right, is everybody seeing where we're going here? That's what we need. All right, We're going to go ahead and do our stamping now that everything's cut and scored. So I'm going to move this out of my way. And I'm going to bring in all that Whisper White. Now this big one is actually going to be a background piece. So I'm going to set that one off to the side because we really are only going to stamp on these two pieces. And get this, because I love to make it easy on you, we're just going to use one ink pad tonight, a real red ink pad. So let's go ahead and start with our sentiment. And you know what? Because it's photopolymer, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat. Do you guys love using the Stampin' Pierce mat? I really do. I think it is wonderful, especially when it comes to photopolymer. I just think it kind of gives, it's like it pushes back against my stamp. All right, I'm going to take that and I'm going to come in with a 1.5 inch circle punch and we'll give that a quick punch. And now I have my sentiment for the front of my box. Now this one here, let's have a little fun. So let me open up my box so you guys can see what I'm doing. We're going to create this right here and we're going to have a little fun. So I'm actually going to start with my sentiment. And this sentiment is awesome. Being friends is better than eating candy, but let's do that too. Do you guys love candy? I got to tell you, I am a candy fanatic. It's a real problem because I'm trying to do the Noom diet, but candy keeps calling to me. Yeah, it's a problem. All right, we're just going to stamp that at an angle right there. And now I'm going to come in this little heart that came in the heartfelt kit or stamp set. This is going to be fun because you notice I have two colors, but I didn't bring in a second stamp set. So I'm going to stamp a heart. I'm not going to re-ink and I'll stamp again. Now we're going to repeat that. And where it goes is just kind of dependent on, I don't know, I guess how you stamped. So let's get one more here and right there. All right, if you guys are stamping along with me, I hope you're figuring everything out okay. We're now going to take this wonderful little lacy heart and over here on the right side, I'm going to stamp one, again, not re-inking, and come over and two. Isn't it a pretty color? I really like how that looked. Guys, get this, our stamping's done. I mean, that was easy peasy double cheesy, right? Okay, I am going to put together, let's go ahead and put together this little flap. So let me find my cardstock here. Now I want to go ahead and give this a crease with my bone folder. And where do my Andes mints go? The fun of doing live is I only have so much space on my desk. So there they are. Oh my gosh, they're hidden under everything. All right, let's get these opened. And you know what? I think I better come in with the scissors. Oh, I just glanced over at my comments. And yes, Cindy is also on Noom. Yeah, I love it, but candy is definitely a struggle. All right, so, oh, you guys, these mints smell so good. I love them. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my sentiment for the front, and this is where you can write a little message. There's not a ton of room. If you wanna say a lot, I would probably maybe leave those hearts off or just put one. And this will center up right here on that flap. And then it just, I mean, that's all we're gonna do. I mean, how cute. Let me take this off for just a second because we're gonna come in with all these strips. Remember all these great strips that we had? We're gonna cover up this box because there's just way too much leprechaun green going on here. So we're gonna take those 2 3/4 inch pieces. Now you can use the heart side because the heart side is really cute too, or you can use the stripe. I'm gonna use the stripe side for mine because I wanted to break it up. And we'll get adhesive on here, just Snail. I mean, that's really, you don't have to go crazy with it. Okay, I'm gonna give you another trick, and that is put this back in here because when I've been known to do this, the candy goes flying. And if you're stamping with me, we don't want that to happen. And by the way, no sneaking any of those Andes mints, guys, because remember, you're giving this as a gift, so you can't do that. All right, we're gonna put one there. We're gonna take our other one. Oh, I got a smash box. Not cool. Thanks, Walgreens. All right, let's get this side. And stick this right there. See, it does. It covers up a lot of that green. We're going to take these 2 7/8 by ½ inch, right? No, 3/4. Forgive me, 3/4. And we'll add those here onto the side. And here's what's great. You guys are used to seeing me, whoops, didn't get it on straight. You guys are used to seeing me edit these videos, and you don't see all of these little things. That's what's kind of crazy about live, is you get to see me make all the cool mistakes. Okay. Oh, I already had adhesive on there. See, mistakes like that. Let's add. All right, now we got to cover up this green. And of course, I think you guessed it, we're going to use these strips here. So when you add these strips up at the top, I do want you to make sure that you have adhesive as close to the edges as you can. The reason for that is, remember, this is a matchbox. And so it's going to be opening and sliding in and out of here. And we don't want that to get caught. So make sure these edges get adhered down really, really well. So I'm making my Andes mint boxes for my girls for Valentine's Day. Now they're older, so they don't, we don't do like the big Valentine stuff anymore. But that doesn't mean I don't like to still give them a little candy from time to time. So hopefully they're not watching and they're not seeing what they're getting for Valentine's Day. All right, guys, look at that. This part of my box is all done. So I'm going to set that off to the side, and now we're going to work on the actual matchbox. So remember, these have all been scored. I'm just going to come in with my bone folder and give these a quick score line, or a crease on the score lines. And you're just going to love how fast this goes together. I'm going to take that box and set it inside. Woo! Yep, that's going to be a tough one to create. So what I'm going to do, actually, I'll do it like this. So this flap, right side, let's bring it down and open it up. And I'm going to put snail adhesive all the way down. Now, I could go ahead and close it up, but I do want to make sure I have some snail on this side. So let me remove my box for just a second. And now I'm going to put, because I don't want this to come apart. Now, I'm really not terribly worried about it because I'm going to be covering this up. And it's going to get sealed down pretty good. Now, when I do this, just make sure you're not getting too tight. I mean, it is a matchbox. We want it to be able to, our box to be able to slide in and out. Yep, that feels pretty good. So we'll give this a little press. We have that white piece of cardstock. We are going to adhere that right here onto the front. And I got to tell you, I think I may have cut this 6 inches instead of 6 1/8 because it should have come right to the end and it looks like it didn't. So that's called a Connie does not know how to find 6 1/8. But we're going to go for it. You know what? It's just this little tiny bit. I think we're okay. So now we can take our, well, no, it was 6 1/8. All right, I must have cut my real red incorrectly. Sorry. Welcome to Live with Connie. All right, let's add our hearts right here on the front. Get that centered up. All right. Now, I am going to open up my box. So, well, look, I had it in there upside down. Let's come in now with our ribbon. All right, so I am simply going to run that ribbon through my box. And I'm going to tie it in a bow here on the side. Oh, you notice how the lid goes flat. Yeah, that's going to make it really nice and easy as I work with this bow. And my little bow tying tricks. When you tie a bow, don't tie like this. You want to go up and down. And I want you to see how I'm kind of locking that. It just kind of, you give it a really good pull and it tends to stay in place. I love to make bows. Oh, I hope I gave myself enough tail on this one. I didn't. Let's bring it down a tiny bit. But it's a very forgiving ribbon, so it's okay. Trying it again. Yeah, so that's just, like I said, that's my little trick for bows. I gave myself 22 inches of ribbon, but I may have wanted to give myself maybe 24. I always like to give you guys plenty of extra ribbon because I know how frustrating ribbon can be if you're not really comfortable with bow tying. So yeah, I should have made that a little bit longer. Let's go ahead and trim that down. Let me grab my other scissors there. All right. So there's my pretty satin ribbon. And kind of line that up. I think I'm going to center it up. And the other thing I like about this is I do have the ability to slide that ribbon around. All right, I'm going to take those 2 hearts and my sentiment. Let's add our Rose Glimmer Rose. Do you guys love glimmer paper? I really think it's probably like the greatest thing ever invented. All right, I'm going to come in with some Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'm going to put them, I'm going to do 3 here on my heart because I need it to go around that bow. So if I do it like this, take my backings off, when I go and add this, and I have to remember I have this too, so I'm going to bring it, about right there. Now with my sentiment, I'm going to put it here with a Stampin' Dimensional. And watch what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to put the dimensional right there so that I can put the Love You Lots right next to it. And I don't have to worry about accidentally getting that dimensional on my glimmer. All right, now we take our fabulous little Matchbox. By the way, you could even write your message here. You could also create another piece of this Whisper White. And that one, let me check it again. That was 1 3/4 by 6. So you could add an additional one right here if you wanted to have more space to write a message. Because, you know, you might have to say a lot of lovey-dovey stuff, right? And now we just slide our matchboxes together. Let me go ahead and do the other one. And guys, just like that, my girls have some super cute Valentine gifts. Now, let me go ahead and show you some of the other ones that I created. I have just a few of them here. So this one was a friendship one. I did this with To a Wild Rose. And this one I did a little bit different. It's almost got its own card on top. Now, when you download the tutorial, I will have directions for this version. You'll see this one in there. And you'll see photos of these too. So there's my true friendship. Okay, confession time. There's no Andes mints in it because we ate them at the Super Bowl. Okay, shh, don't tell. All right, now for my next one. This one I did with the Peaceful Poppies. Do you guys love that bundle? I know I do. And I use the, the set that goes with it, and I just lost the name. That one that has this in it. Somebody's going to pop up in the comments and tell me what it is. But yeah, so that's just another one. And I use the Peaceful Poppies Designer Series paper. It's the sentiment stamp set that goes along with the bundle or with the suite. So that's another really cute one. Again, Andes Mints, gone. Thank you, Super Bowl. And then here's my last one. This is a birthday version. And I used the Free as a Bird, or Bird Ballad Designer Series paper. And this one has the red Andes mints in it. And I wanted to show you, when you buy red Andes mints, the box is white. So if you can find those at Valentine's Day, it would have been better than the red. But alas, I was unable to find them. Maybe it's an Oklahoma thing. Maybe they were just around at Christmas time. I'm not sure, but that was a fun one for a birthday. I think this would be great for maybe a coworker. Or just, you know, somebody you just wanted to wish a happy birthday. Of course, that sentiment could be just about anything. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring my boxes back in before we close for the night. I hope that you enjoyed that one. Now, don't forget, you can go and check out my download. It's a 12-page tutorial, and you're going to have photos of these. You're going to have measurements, diagrams, everything that you need. And who doesn't like a free tutorial? So be sure to check that out. That is over at simplysimplestamping.com. In fact, if you need to see this video again, it is going to be posted right there on my website as well. Be sure to check it out. Guys, how much fun was that to be able to stamp together? I loved stamping with you, and I hope that you enjoyed these awesome boxes tonight, and that these are going to inspire you as some really simple gifts to give friends and family when you want to give a little something, but you know, we don't want to spend a ton of money. You notice we use minimal supplies too. So, all right, my friends, that's all for me. Thank you guys so much for being here. I can't wait to go and read all of your comments and see what you guys thought about tonight's project. Have a fabulous night, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.